talk to Marcus Saxton, who is Chief Executive of the Totally Wicked Group and Chairman of the Independent British Vape Trade Association. Very good afternoon from us, Marcus. Can you just explain what the Totally Wicked Group is and does and sells for people who might not be familiar with it?
Yeah, thanks. Good to join you this afternoon. We've been in business since 2008, founded by a former smoker up to present day. We effectively manufacture our own products and sell those through our own stores. We have over 150 stores nationwide. We have an e-commerce site, and we'll deal with a number of the major national retailers that many of your listeners will be familiar with.
How many children buy your products?
I certainly hope none of them buy our products because, like many very disciplined retailers in this particular space, they put very diligent age verification protocols, whether it be on their website or within stores, to ensure that, certainly through our chain and hopefully many others, that children can't get access to these products.
But on an e-commerce site, you can simply lie about your age, can't you?
Well, actually, we use very similar to banks. When you actually put in, you have to effectively sign up for an account. And then what will happen is through software, which is very, very robust and diligent, over 98% robust in this particular case, you won't be allowed to set up that account, nor would you be sent product if you haven't effectively passed that age verification, which is often used, as I say, across banks and many other formats where they require age verification. So
right.
Certainly that wouldn't happen through e-commerce.
Okay, but just to be clear about that, and I've looked at your website, you can put in your own age. So, if I was under 16, I could lie about that age. If I had access, to my mum's debit card or whatever, I'll be able to put that in. And actually, that is a loophole, isn't it? That is where some children are undoubtedly managing to get hold of your products. And the other place just is in shops. We just would not be experiencing this epidemic if every single shop made sure that your product wasn't being sold to kids. But that's not what's happening, Marcus.
Yeah, agree. And certainly there are loopholes like any category. I've worked across alcohol previously, and they've done a sterling job to try and prevent alcohol getting into the hands of minors. But nothing is entirely fail-safe. We do mystery shops through our stores. Unfortunately, our store staff, but rightly so, will go straight to a disciplinary if they're seen to fail those mystery shops that we do diligently across our whole estate quarterly. But yeah, you're absolutely right. There are loopholes like there is with any category if someone's determined to try and get hold of one of these products. But certainly, can I sit here and speak to your listeners and say we do everything that is humanly possible in our case and many others to prevent them getting into the hands of others? Yes, we do.
Why don't you make them less appealing to children then? Because if the argument is that vaping is a very successful way for adults to stop smoking, adults would take that opportunity and would not need the flavours and would not need the packaging and would probably be happy to go and get your product from a pharmacy or indeed through their GP.
So in the first instance, there is some of those sort of models that have been tried in different areas of the world, and they are without considerable issue. When today there are still 6 million smokers that can access those products in a variety of areas, it's really important that the great work that I think we all recognise has gone on. There's over 5.6 million vapers today, the vast majority of which are ex-smokers. There is only a small proportion that are not ex-smokers. Actually, therefore, having these products accessible to them with the right advice and age verification protocols means that hopefully we can drive the message that, and just to reinforce, vaping is not risk-free. But if you are a smoker and an adult smoker, there is no better time to make the switch to vaping, take that advice and expertise. And just one really important point, and Ash, who's Action on Smoking and Health, have done research in this space every year since 2010. They have shown that 47% of those vapers, the vast majority are ex-smokers, actually use fruit flavour. So it just shows, unfortunately, in some of the recommendations today that are still out there, that you really will throw baby out with the bathwater if we prevent access to adult smokers from the products that they desire to make a successful switch attempt, of which fruit flavours play a really important part.
Sure. So, Marcus, I mean, you sound like an intelligent man, and obviously you set up this huge business and this is your industry and you've answered all of these questions before. But I think that my frustration is the same as many people listening. It is just the sheer illogical position when you know that children are accessing your products. And even if it's not your exact product, they are using these products made by other companies, they are harming themselves. They are giving themselves an addiction that will last a lifetime. They are struggling with the neurotransmitters in their brain. Something has to change. The reluctance within the industry to make those changes just seems bizarre.
Yeah, and to that point, I don't accept that there's reluctance. Clearly, there is a ban that has been announced, which, given the change of government, has been a slight delay. The industry, absolutely, despite these products of single use, commonly termed disposable, have helped many adult smokers. That would be an area where we say, please, let's get on with this. Let's give the industry the time to adopt to the change that needs to take place. But let's confirm that that's happening. Given the change of government, there has been a slight delay. A number of the other recommendations are already in progress around let's change flavour names. There's no place for emotional flavour names, but there is a place for the flavours that adult smokers need to be used. So I think there's many areas where we share common ground. But the biggest misconception is this, that flavours don't have a role to play. Flavour descriptors, unfortunately, I'm not in control of the whole industry. Much of it comes over from China. There's a big black market that I don't want to go down as a separate discussion, but it's a huge material and complex area. We share many of the common goals that the BMA have called for, but there's clearly a real misunderstanding about the role that flavours play and the material positive societal gain that vaping has played in switching smokers across to a much reduced product.
Good to talk to you. Thank you very much for that. Let's